You could be eligible to get out from under your tax debt for an offer in compromise, out from under your liens, out from under your levies. You hear these on the radio, right? On TV. So do I. I know they probably don't make you cringe like they make me cringe because I know the ugly underbelly. Let me tell you about it in this video. Hi, I am Alison. I am a tax accountant. I'm a CPA in private practice. I've been working with tax clients since 2001. I think in the last video I mentioned that I was in audit prior to tax, but having always been a self-prepared taxpayer anyway, I tell you, if you read my bio, you'll see that I grew up in the industry just reading the publications because my mom is a CPA as well. So I've grown up in the industry, so it does make me cringe when I hear what professionals in the industry, when I say professionals, I mean CPAs and EAs, people that are licensed to practice before the IRS. When we hear these, what we call these turn and churn or churn and burn, we call them both, these organizations that offer to help you settle for pennies on the dollar. It's a little insane. And it makes me really sad because having been in this business for as long as I have, I've seen a lot of taxpayers who need help. And typically those taxpayers who really need help are those who are least able to afford the help. And yet these turn and churn or churn and burn organizations, they will charge you exorbitant fees even before analyzing your case. They will charge you exorbitant fees even if they know they can't get good results for you. And that's why I would say absolutely, and I'm going to put a link to, I think it's Tax Cure. It's a little website where other CPAs and EAs, and by no means, if you're professional that you work with your CPA or EA that practices before the IRS, that helps with offers and compromises, that has done, innocent spouse claims, offers and compromises, installment agreements, assuming they've done that, if they're not in this website, that's fine. That doesn't mean anything necessarily. You want to find somebody who's done it before, not somebody that is a layperson. The box stores that just have, and some people have training, they do, but they don't have certifications. They don't have insurance, for one thing, which is kind of important, because insurance protects the taxpayer and the preparer, but it also shows an accountability. And you and I both know that on important things, it's important to have accountability. The speed limit and the police officers are there for accountability, not because I'm any safer or not safe because they exist, but because if I'm going to be unsafe, they're going to hold me to account. And when you are an unenrolled, what they call an unenrolled preparer, there's no one that can hold you to account. There really is nothing. And so you have no defense as a taxpayer. And that's what you're going to professional for. So I would say definitely don't go to one of these big box places. Don't go to a churn and burn. Don't go to somebody that's advertising, we will settle for pennies on the dollar. Some may be okay, but for the most part, they are out there to make money, not out there to help you. You want to find somebody who's a teacher. You want to find somebody who's compassionate. You want to find someone who wants to help you, not somebody who wants to just peek into your purse, take what you have, or peek into your wallet, take what you have, and not help you at all. You want to find somebody with integrity and somebody that's a good fit. And somebody with integrity, that's accountable, that's a great preparer, they just may not be a good fit for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think any preparer would say, they wouldn't hold it against you if you said, well, you know what, I'm more of you know, a left brain person and you're more right brain, and we just don't communicate well. It's important to be able to communicate well with somebody that's going to help you with something as important as levies and offers and compromise and wage garnishments and things like that. It's really, really important. So definitely, if you find yourself in this situation, maybe use the resource that I have, the little link down there. I can't attest to anybody really on that, other than they are licensed by their state. They are licensed to represent before IRS, and that's more than, you know, than a lot of referral might even be, honestly. So that is why you kind of want to avoid, you know, I mean, it's the same thing when you go buy a car. Do you want to go for the guys that are big and flashy and loud and in your face, or do you want to go see somebody who's going to make sure that you get into the vehicle that is going to best serve your family? It's the same kind of philosophy, right? So that would be why I would say these big, loud, flashy organizations. And that's why a lot of people, when they come to me too, and they're disappointed, like, well, but they said I was eligible for an offer and compromise. And let me just tell you, if you have a 401k, you might not be eligible for an offer and compromise. If you have equity in your home, you might not be eligible. If you studied accounting in business and you know what net positive equity is, that's basically what IRS is looking for. If you have positive equity, you might not be eligible for an offer and compromise, or you might be eligible for doubt as to collectability there's different situations, but they need to be looked at first, whether it's a doubt as to liability, doubt as collectability, different situations that are unique to each individual. So calling on the phone and getting a clerk that's going to walk you through a flow chart and tell you, sure, we'll be glad to help you, who doesn't know your case, don't give them money yet. Just maybe ask around a little more. If this content was helpful or useful or inspiring or encouraging, I really appreciate if you would click subscribe and like. Once I hit that magic number of, I think, 1,000 subscribers, we get this content out to more and more and more people. And YouTube will begin pushing this to more and more people, which is important because I know you don't like being in the dark about tax matters. I don't like you being in the dark about tax matters. But who's really going to share with you? Hopefully there will be a video series soon where I will have to measure my words a little more about why our tax code is the way it is. But that needs to be scripted. I can't do that one off the cuff because I have to be careful what I say because, it is YouTube. So do share this content. I appreciate it greatly, and have a great day.